Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody on JJ's PC Builds. Hello, friends and family. Welcome back once again. I do apologize for the last few days. I'm going to tell you, I was going to get colon surgery. So, I went and got colon surgery yesterday. They sewed me up, let me go, and told me, have a nice day. So I wound up here, and here I am. Just to let you know. But not to get into all that, I know you'd want to hear the details because it is not within the purview. But if this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours is this. You watch the video from beginning to end, and that helps out build the channel. If you want to put a like on the video, you like the video. You don't like the video, don't like the video. I'm not going to tell you if you like or dislike the video. But I do the best I can with what I got, okay? Now, before we get, into all this, let me make y'all understand something. And I hope you understand this very clear. I got a message on a chat for one of the videos that's stating that they disliked my video because I didn't have any numbers, I didn't have any graphs or anything else. Well, if you watch previous videos that I had before, I said this, and I even stopped the fact of taking my friends' graphs and stuff from their them sending me graphs and stuff, and I put my foot down and said this. And this is what I said, and hear me out. I said it like this. If I'm not testing the equipment myself, if I'm not testing the graphics card, I'm not going to put out a graph. If I'm not, I can put my opinion out, and do understand, I can put my opinion out there, and don't get me wrong, I put my opinion out there for the simple fact is this. It's my opinion, okay? When I get the item in my hands and I test it, and then I can give you a second opinion of what I think that will work or not work or whatever. Okay, I did test one graphics card. I tested the RX 6500 XT. I tested that, and that card is shit. Okay? And don't anybody tell me anything different, because I've already tested the card. I've already proved it on one of my videos. That's said and done. Now, as far as the 3050, in my mind, we're looking at the numbers from many reviewers. I looked at the numbers from many reviewers, and they said the card's crap. And 10 people are telling me the card's crap. Guess what? What am I going to believe? 10 people telling me the same thing? Guess what? It's crap. Okay? Understand that you don't need a graph for that. You get 10 people testing it themselves and telling me the same thing. That tells me, why should I purchase it? Okay? Think about how the consumer's going to think when it comes to purchasing graphics cards or whatever else. Think about what the consumer is going to be purchasing. You think they're going to purchase something that's crap? No, they're not going to be purchasing that. Okay, you have to understand that. My videos are more or less based upon helping the consumer out, showing them numbers, like, prices and stuff like that. If you want graphs or anything else, then let me make this point clear. Then go to somebody else's channel and look at their graphs. Don't come up on my channel, trying to give me all this BS. If you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to subscribe, then don't subscribe. If you want to be part of the family, then subscribe. I'm not twisting your arm. I mean, I just ask if you want to become a subscriber, then subscribe. And believe it or not, I'm doing this live telling you this. So understand that. I'm telling you live doing this. So, and y'all make sure you have your drink in hand. I got mine in hand. And you know how the good times roll. Okay? Now, there's a lot of people that's telling me, and I'm going to go back to this 3050 thing. For the price, you can get something better like a 6650 XT, which is 100 times better than the RTX 3050. Okay. Now, why am I going to tell somebody to go with the 3050 when they can go with something better, like the 6650 XT? For the same, well, actually, the 6650 XT is the less price than the 3050. Okay. Now, if you got the 1660, the GT 1660, I think it's called, and somebody brought that to the imagination, it's not a bad card. I'm not downing that card. That's one of, NVIDIA's better cards. But, some cards that NVIDIA's got are not great cards. There are some AMD cards that are not great cards. You know what? I just call it for what it is. I see the numbers, I do my homework, and, I call it for what it is. And that's as simple as that. As simple as that. Okay? That's not why I'm doing this video today. Just to let you all know, a little bit down the road, I'm going to start, getting into the juice of what the video is about for today. So, but I just wanted to break this clear. If you think that, you can dictate what I should do on my channel, please don't. You might as well not even subscribe if you think you can dictate to me what I should do on my channel. I do what I want. This is my feelings and the way I control my channel. Okay? And I want you to understand that very carefully and read my lips. If you want to do reviews and everything else on your channel, then do it on your channel. If you want to put graphs on your channel, then put graphs on your channel. I do my channel the way I want. And this is the way I show everybody as being in the consumer's shoes. And don't take me wrong. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to deter anybody away from my channel. I'm just trying to tell you simple facts. Everybody has their own certain way of doing things. If you don't like the way I do my channel, then don't watch me. Okay? If you don't like my channel, don't watch me. If you love my channel and you want to help support the channel, then just subscribe and watch the videos. I'm not asking you to put money out of your pocket like them other people do. I don't ask you to put nothing out of your pocket. I put what's out of my pocket to buy for this channel. Okay? Nobody else. Nobody else is putting into my pocket. Nobody else is helping me do this channel. I have to do it on my own. So I want to break that point clear to you. Don't come up on my channel thinking that you know what's going on, which you don't have no idea what's going on in my situation over here to do my reviews and my channel. If you don't like my reviews, don't watch the videos. If you like my reviews, then watch the videos. You want to support my channel, then support my channel. Subscribe and watch the videos. Oh, that's not too hard to do when I ask somebody to do that. I mean, shoot. Look at all the reviewers. I know, because they got, this and that, and they got stuff behind them. But they got 10 years behind them. I only got 7 months behind me. Okay, they got 10 to 12 to 15 years behind them. I only got 7 months behind me. And I'm doing the best I can. And if you're waiting for a build, then be patient. Because I have to spend money out of my own pocket to do this. And it's not something that you're going to get overnight. Success is not built overnight. It takes time. Okay? Some of them reviewers didn't start doing builds in their channels probably until maybe six months to a year after. That's because they had supporters behind them. I have no supporters behind me. I have no money that's going behind me except for what I can get. Okay? And I'm on a budget. Okay? When you're retired, you're on a budget. That means you got a set amount of money you can work with per month. And way times are tight right now. I do apologize. I haven't done a build yet. But I will do a build sooner or later. Okay? Just be patient with me. I'm not here to do a rant or anything else. I'm not here to push people away from the channel. But if you don't understand what's going on one side, then you can't dictate to somebody on the other side how they should do their channel. So keep that in mind. Do not dictate unless you know what's going on the other side of the field. You have no idea what's going on the other side of my field. So don't dictate to how I control my channel. And that's said and put. Now that that's out of the way and everything else, let's get started with the video. So, all right. New talk of the town is the 4060. They're sitting there saying the 4060 Ti, the 4070. Guess what I'm not going to be talking about? I'm not going to be talking about the NVIDIA 4060, and I'm not going to be talking about the 4060 Ti. I'm not going to be talking about the 4070. That's until, I'm tired of the rumors, I'm tired of the leaks. That is until NVIDIA wakes up and says, hey, we got product getting ready to come out for y'all. Not posting this last minute crap like they've been doing. And stringing everybody along so that way they make everybody think they got to be in fear to buy their products. I'm not doing that anymore. I am done with that. If they're going to string everybody along and throw everything up into the wild and put rumors and leaks and everything else, I'm done with that. Okay? I'm going to talk about what is now. What have they done now and what they've done in the past. I'm not worried about the leaks anymore. They can go ahead and they can continue with the leaks because 50% of them don't come out in the positive anyway. And I'm not going to start looking like a butthole on my own channel because of the wrong kind of information. So I'm kind of repurposing the information and seeing what we can do today. Well, today, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do what we call an online build. We'll do an online build. So, what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to take and open up and watch this. Boom. I'm going to open up Amazon. Okay, so we're going to open up Amazon. We're going to go in here. First thing we're going to look for is motherboards. All right, we're going to start off by looking at what we can do and not do. Okay, I'm going to tell you all this. I'm not gonna go with something totally expensive, but not as cheap. So let's say right here that I want a gigabyte. I'm not getting a gigabyte, even though that's $109 for DDR4. I'm not going with gigabyte. I know everybody's sitting there thinking to themselves, why is he still stuck on DDR4? Well, I'm still stuck on DDR4 because DDR5 is still shit, if you're wondering. So that's the reason why you stick with what's proven, that has been, how can you say, it's been refarmed, it's been re-fermented, it's been regrown many of times. So with the updates and everything else that's been done in DDR4 on the mechanisms of the hardware and stuff like that, makes DDR4 more proven as more solid than DDR5. Because DDR5 is still growing and it's not up to the point of satisfactory. And everybody's been saying that for the last 3 or 4 months. That it's not proven. So let's go with what we know that's going to work, that would work for the consumer. The one that's spending out of pocket, that's really, going to spend that kind of money. But let's find something that they can work with. I can see they got something for $74.99. Okay, that's fine. But that's a 4+3 phase. That's not going to work for you. Okay, that's too low of a phase. That right there, you get the maximum you'll get off of that is a 6 core 12 thread processor. And you push it any more up, you push it up on 8 core, then you're gonna lose speed. So there's basically not something that you really want to stick yourself with. Now, if you're going to go Intel way, then you can go 10th gen for 139. That's still proven. LGA 1150, no, because that's you won't even be able to, a board like that you won't be able to get like Windows 11 on, unless you really strip Windows 11 down to the bare nitty gritty. That's the only way that board's going to work with that. But that's something I would not recommend for you for Windows 11. 790 plus the 12th and 13th gens got 16 plus 1 for 274. It's now when it comes to the motherboards now these days, if you want to go AM5 series, you're going to spend over $200+ just for the motherboard alone. You just might as well just get it down to the brass tacks. You're going to be spending $200 or more dollars. So, for a really good one, you'll probably spend $400 or $500, close to $600. I've seen some of them up to about $700. And I know that's like the whole computer that you can buy off of one motherboard. So, it is kind of crazy. I'm not recommending the A320s, or I'm not, there's just some things I will not recommend to y'all, okay? That's not bad for a 6E Bluetooth for $29-$30. That's not bad. But yeah, it's not bad. Let's see, $590 for $590. It's 1200 socket. So that's DDR11, DDR12 maybe. No, because 13. No, that's still good. They got the 5800X for $459. That's outrageous price. Hey, there's the same motherboard I got for $95.38. Look, that's still going. It OCs, the DDR4 OCs at 4400, and you can stick 128 megs of RAM on this motherboard. Proven? Yes. Have I proved it? Yes. Have I tried it? Yes. So, because understand this, DDR4 memory, you can still get up to 128 megs. Okay? And you can still get it overclocked to 4400. So, with those two added, you basically can do it. So, most of your motherboards out there, some are saying 64 gigabytes of RAM. Some are saying 32 gigabytes of RAM. Understand that. So, moving on down the road, that's too expensive for a hard drive. All they got the 510M E LGA. No. Because that's going to be a set locked motherboard, and you don't want something set and locked. You'd rather have something you can overclock. They get a 590 LGA 1200 DDR4 Quad Crossfire X for $95.63. Now, Let's see more on this. See, that's not bad. That goes to 4800. So that's 11th and 10th gen. I mean, I hear some people still rocking 10th gen. Okay, I still hear people rocking 11th gen. So, for $95.63, let's go over here. No, let's go back here. Sorry about that. And see what it rocks. Okay, so if you look right here, see, you get the motherboard, the processor, and the RAM for $269.52. Look at that. Ain't that something right there? It's a 6-core, 4.4 gigahertz, 500 series, 400 series. Let's see. I'm sure you can get something with a little bit more juice. You probably could. I have to look at that motherboard again. Let's see. Let's go back to that motherboard again. See, it's the 1200. Okay. So, it's 10th and 11th generation compatible. Interesting. Well, even though it's 10th and 11th generation, it's still gonna have what you're gonna want. I mean, says it holds the memory storage of 1 gigabyte. Now that's a lot. If you can get 1 gigabyte of memory RAM on there, that's a lot. Especially at 4800. That's still a lot. But anyway, let's rock it back along again. See what else we can find. Get ourselves into. And if y'all are just joining me, be more than happy to make sure you subscribe and join in on the chat. Let's see. Oh, another thing. Intel. Looks like Raza from the Intel, the ARC division. Looks like he'll be leaving their ARC division. Looks like they got a new manager coming in for Intel ARC. Looks like they got somebody new coming in, and they're going to be taking over the division. So who knows what's going to happen? Either Intel is going to discontinue the ARC, or they're going to further it and do more upgrades to it. I don't think they're going to discontinue it. I think they're going to keep it going, from what I know. I just want to let y'all know that really quick, so that way you do know. And if you're looking to do, DDR4, depends on if you want a graphics card, a discrete graphics card, or if you want to do integrated graphics. If you do integrated graphics, you can save yourself a little bit of money. If you do discrete graphics, then you're going to be spending a lot more money. So I'm going to sit still on my integrated graphics until I can see that the prices of the GPUs come downwards. Okay? And when they come downwards, then, we'll go from there. But, like this motherboard right here, I hear, Gigabyte is having a little bit of trouble with their motherboards. I mean, this is the 1700. I mean, let's go ahead and click on it and see what comes with it and what it can do. Okay, let's see more. It's got 3200 megahertz. 64. Now see, this is the AM5, or is this the AM5 series? No, this can't be. No, this is DDR4. Yeah. See, but it's supposed to run 12th gen at 64 gigabytes. That's why it's so cheap. That's why it's so cheap, is because they're trying to push it with a power supply. And the core they're putting it with the 12th gen core for $106, an i3 12th gen. Yeah, I don't see any overclocking with this kind of board. That's going to really give you the pickup you need. I mean, even though that you can take and get rid of that, even though those two cost 196, you put 52 with it, it's still going to be $234. You add a hard drive to it, M.2 drive. Let's see, let's kind of give it a field view. Yeah, you can put an M.2 drive with this. And it looks like it's got four more drives you can add to it. And it's got an 8-pin connector for your CPU. And it looks like it's got, you definitely could do some it could be a good one. If you want my opinion, it could be a good one. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of floating off, on and off, really. Yesterday I had that surgery, and today I'm just kind of floating in and out a little bit. So don't mind me as much this week. Next week it should be better. Just to let you know that. So, kind of floating backwards and forwards today. So, don't judge me. That's all I ask. Don't judge me. Let's see. We're only 30 minutes in. And as far as me making the length of my videos, I've had many people tell me that my videos are too long. Okay? I had some people tell me they're too short. So I put it directly in the middle. It should be just right, but I'm still getting it's too short or it's too long. Okay, understand this. When I make these videos, I make it for whatever length of time they are. And that's the best I'm going to do on the videos. Okay? That's for the amount of information that I have. I'm doing it for that length of time. Now, if you want me to do a longer video about a certain subject, then yes, I can do that too. All you got to do is comment on a video below and let me know that you want me to make, do a review on, let's say you want to know about a couple things. Let's say you want to know about a video card, what does it match up to, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we can do that too. Okay, I leave it out there for the family. If they want to see something, then just let me know, what you want to see. So, and yes, I know some of my videos are too short, and yes, I know some of my videos are too long. But if you notice from other reviewers, their videos are not going past what, 25 minutes, 29 minutes. You know, some are at 15, some are at 17, some are at 9, some are at 10. You know, I mean, I do the video between 30 and 45 minutes. Some a little less depending on the amount of information I have. So understand that. You know, I know my videos ain't perfect. I know I don't have the best camera in the world. I know I don't have this, and I know I don't have, you know, extra building supplies here for to build a PC and this and that and blah blah blah. I know this. I know this. But like I said, I'm just starting out. So if you're going to razz me about me doing builds, then understand this. I'm just starting out. Even though I'm 7 months in, it's still taking time to build the channel. Okay? Now, when I get the money, I will go out and I will go and buy all new setup for the setup that I got sitting here, the sleeper build. That's going to be the first build I do. I'm going to put everything else on the side and just make that sleeper build the first thing I do. So this way y'all can watch me build a PC from scratch, taking everything out of an old one, stripping it completely out, putting all brand new in, resetting it for Windows, getting it all squared away, and get it rocking and rolling. I'll do it from scratch, so you will see. In time, when I get all the parts and they're here, you will see the build. I will make that my first build. Takes time, takes money to get the parts. You know, I don't have like AMD knocking at my door. I don't have Intel knocking at my door. I don't have Nvidia knocking at my door. You know, I don't have MSI. I don't have, you know, Asus. I don't have Gigabyte or any one of them knocking at my door saying, "Here, would you like to do a build, you know, for your, you know, for your subscribers and stuff like that to show them you're doing a build." No, I don't have people knocking at my door like other reviewers do. Okay, they took time to build their stuff up to where they get attention from the manufacturers. Okay, that takes time. And you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to build my channel and doing my videos as best as I can with what I have until I can get more money to invest it into buying product, so that way I can do builds and everything else on this channel. Okay, don't get me wrong. Yes, I was kind of hostile at the beginning of the video, and I know many of people are probably not going to watch this video. Okay, so it's probably just going to be like, you know, in the dark kind of thing. I don't have many people jumping onto my live videos, but you know, in time they might. In time they might. Or, you know, it might take time for me to figure out a set time that's best for everybody to be on the videos. Okay. Now, there's many factors to, you know, doing this. There's many factors of knowing that what time everybody's going to be on and everything else and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, I've been running this for about a month and a half of live videos on Thursdays around 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give or take whatever time I fall into that bracket. I'm not setting it up to where it's going to be, you know, announced video coming up or live video coming up. I'm not going to put it up announced, because I've done announced it many of times on different videos of what time the live video is going to be. All I do is say stay tuned between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. in between those times. And from the time I start, I'm going to do an hour to two between that, and then boom, I'm done for the video. So the live video is going to be between an hour and 2 hours. And, that's set and put. So, and right now, I'm showing you all different things about motherboards. And the reason why I keep going back to the motherboards is this. Motherboard controls everything on your PC. It controls the flow through with your graphics card, controls the flow through with your processor, controls the flow through with your RAM, controls the flow through with your M.2 drive or SSD card or hard drive. Okay? It controls the flow through with your keystrokes on your keyboard. It controls the mouse. I almost said moose. Mouse movement. Flow through for your mouse. So, motherboard has many different jobs it does at one time. Okay? It's going through millions and millions of bits of information at one time. And if you don't have the right motherboard to handle that kind of information coming and going, right and left, side to side, at one time, then it's going to be slower. Then your FPS is going to drop. Okay? Don't rely on your GPU to say, oh, that's the only thing that's giving me the FPS. That's not true. And I'm going to state that right, so you understand it's not true. And don't get me wrong, because your motherboard does have a little bit of control for your FPS. It does have a little bit of control for switching between the processor and the graphics card processor, your CPU and it does have a little bit of switch, and that goes through the RAM. So, you have to take all that into consideration. Okay? So that's why I always say start with your motherboard and know what kind of motherboard you want. One that's going to work just as good for you or even better. Like if you want to stay in between, let's say you want to do AM or Intel, you want to stay in between the 11th and 12th generation. I mean, they got the 10th and 11th generation motherboards, and they got the 12th generation, the 13th generation motherboards, and they got 12th gen motherboards. You got all that room between different motherboards. Okay, now, like this motherboard right here, if for $131, it's the Z590P, and it's 11th and 10th generation. Okay, that's $131. So it depends on what you want to use it for. Okay, now if you're just looking for something simple and you're just not using it for gaming or something like that, then you could get away with an $85 motherboard. I mean, this is a 1700. It's got single M.2. It's PCIe 4.0. It's $85, and you can slap a good 10th generation CPU in there from Intel, or a good 11th generation CPU, which way you want to go with it. So if you click on here, let's say you want to go with that motherboard for $89. Go over here, see what they got, and turn around. Let's say you don't like the team group. Well, that's not a bad one. That's a 2280. It's a 3x4. So you add on another $52 for the RAM. Let's say you want 16 gigs of RAM. Another $52. Less than $300, you have the whole PC. The whole internals of the PC are right there. Right here. See, this is a 12100. They're not too bad. The 12100s are not too bad, especially for $106. So, they're not too bad. But with the motherboard, you want to see what you can do with that motherboard. Okay. So what you do is you copy it, you go over to your new tab, and you paste it, and you look for the specs. So let's say you're looking and you want to do is there a revision? There must be. Must be a revision. So, okay. So now we're over here looking at this. Whoa, a little bit too much. It's got a 6+1+1 hybrid phase VRM, PCIe 4.0, GBE, CFOS speed, anti-sulfur resistant, 13th and 12th generation, PCIe 3.0x4 M.2, let's see, there we go, there's a nice little view. That don't look like a bad motherboard if you're just looking for the basics, you know. I mean, if you're just looking for the basics, it looks like it's got 3 different designs. It's got the VGA, it's got the display, DVI display, it's got HDMI, and regular display port. Looks like it's got 4 supports. You know, you can do it 4 different ways. Believe it or not, I've done it 4 different ways, you know, off of these kind of connectors. So that's not too bad. Now it says it's cleaner power, 6x1x1. It's got a 4.0 slot. It's 4.0 ready. Let's go back up to the CFOS. Okay. Let's see, not too bad, not too bad. It's got an 8-pin. Wow. That's not too bad at all. I mean, they're getting CPU frequencies from what this is saying. Look at this. That's just baseline. That's just baseline right there. A CPU memory that's just baselines. That's not too bad at all. But that's if you're looking for the Gigabyte 610. You know, it all depends on what you're looking for. You know, I mean, it's cheap. You know, so is the motherboard I have. That's pretty cheap too. So that's something to think about. You know. Oh, and don't forget those new 4070 and new 4060s. There is word talking about that the 4070s, the RTX 4070s from NVIDIA, the new ones coming out, not the TI version. Some of them are going to come with the 8-pin, the older version 8-pin connectors. So if that's the case, and they're doing away with those 16-pin connectors, then that's going to be a plus. Because everybody's going to be buying them because they get the old 8-pin connectors, and they can connect it right to their old power supply. Go figure that one. I think if NVIDIA did that the first time, when they did the 4090, and instead of putting that 12-pin there and put 2 8-pins, maybe 3 8-pins, and that would have gave you 24 pins, it would be able to hold all the power. So if you had 3 8-pins, it would have never burned up, and you never hear anybody squabble about it. So I think they would have been better off to do it like that. I mean, even if they stacked it, you know, too high, you know, you got 16 on one side and 16 on another, and you stacked them side by side and got 24, then that's still 150 per, so that means it's 150, 300, 450 and 600. That means with the 4 8 pins, you can get 600 watts to and from the graphics card, the 4090. That's if they stacked it too high. So that way you got 8, 8, and 8 on one side, you got 8, 8 on the other side, so you got 24. I think that would have been better for them, and especially with the power supplies, they would have less demand on the power supply. You know, with that new technology they talk about, you know, where it distributes more power to one wire, this and that. You know, that is something that is not proven to be the best. Because if you look inside, if you've ever looked inside one of the power supplies, okay, if you ever, let's say you look inside of a 850 watt power supply, the 12 pins, you know, the certain small little yellow wires coming off of the 12 pin for the 12 volt, they all branch down into the board into one. Okay, they all branch down into one 12 volt lead coming from the main coils from the power supply. Just like the 5 volt does, comes off of a MOSFET. It's feeding the 5, and like the 3.3 volt section coming off the MOSFET, feeding that. They all bridge down into one big leg. So understand this. Only digital you're getting regulated, you're getting off of that is through the regulator itself. That they added an extra chip through the regulator. So you're not really getting anything really regulated. They just blow smoke up everybody's butt to make them think that. So if you didn't know that, now you do. So them really regulated power supplies, it's only regulating to ground. Okay, on the RTX 4090, those 4 extra little pins are only regulating to ground in order for it to boost up and boost down. That's it. It just regulates the ground. So if you went and tied, and there's only 2 wires, if you went and tied the 2 wires to ground, and you can use any pin you want and it wouldn't matter because it's all tied to ground. You know, you want to give it the full oomph output, you know, but don't, you know, if you try something like that, you do it on your own. If it was me and I tried it, I would kind of did it a little bit differently. I would have put like a little regulator circuit in the middle of the regulation between point A and point B. So that way you can regulate the current a little bit correctly if you use a regulator circuit. You know, that's just me. I mean, that's something I would have done, you know, in the long run. Okay. So moving on down the road, I mean, they got the 1700. You know, yes, I'm kind of leaning towards Intel right now, you know, because Intel's got some good stuff going on. Their prices are coming down. I mean, look at this. I mean, let's see. Let's go to Amazon again. Okay. Let's go to Amazon. Let's go to the ARC 70. Well, let's say ARC A750. Okay, so I want you to look at that really closely. That says the ARC 770 297, 16 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes. PCIe 4.0. I read something on this. I don't know why that's saying 8 and that's saying 16. There's got to be something fishy with that. So, whoa. Okay, so that's 16 and that says 8. Why does that say 8 and that says 16? For 297, that doesn't seem right. That does not sound right. See, you see the difference? That right there, that's a phony one. So if everybody's sitting there buying that one, make sure you watch because that's a phony one. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's new. A770, 16 gigabytes, 339. It's not bad. 6650. Still cheaper than a 3050. Okay, this is 6650 XT. A lot better than the 3050, but it's only $299 and the 3050 is $349. So price wise, I would have gone, well, they got that for $279 now. Well, what kind is it? PNY. Duh, I don't think many people are going to buy the PNY one. That's a cheapie card. So you get it cut down even further. Go ahead and buy it. Do yourself a favor. 3050 Maxon. Like I said, PNY, Maxon, and all that's China made crap. So let's see what the 750's got to offer. They got it for I'm surprised. I'm really shocked. That must have been an early deal. But still, I mean, I would stick around because they'll have more than one, another sale coming up soon. So what you do is, you go over to Newegg. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I look around, and especially when it comes to graphics cards and stuff like that. I look around. I mean, they got this one here for $229. Okay, here we go. $229. A750. $249. A750. I mean, I don't see that being a bad thing. And they got this right here. That looks like it is. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It's out of stock. Never mind. We'll go back upwards. So they got the A750 8 gigabyte for $229. Not a bad deal, especially when everything's moving up to 4 gigabytes. Okay, it's still not a bad deal. Okay, not a bad deal at all. But the one thing that you gotta wonder is, are they going to continue updating the drivers for the A750, the A770, and so on? So that's kind of up in the air right now, and I don't think many people are looking to buy those as of right now. Okay, but moving on down the road about motherboards, it's still cheaper to get an A750. As far as the gains, you might get some gains, but with it having AV1 encoding for creator work and stuff like that, you still have an advantage with the baseline of it. And understand what I'm saying, the baseline of it. Okay? So, I mean, they got the B450 for 143, which you can get it cheaper through Asus. 370, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody that or any of these. The LGA 151, I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, I'm just taking you along to let you all see what you're going to see. So, is what it is. Oh, what else? See what I mean? Here's your Duo. If you're looking to get the DDR5 series, here you go right here. 16 core, 32 thread. $1,568. You know how many PCs I can build with that? I could build 2 PCs with that. Believe it or not. I could build 2 PCs with that. So, you got to go with what you know that's going to work for you. I mean, $79, you know, you can build yourself a small one. This has got 2 M.2 slots, so it's not bad. I mean, for $80, that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal at all. It's got 2.5 gig LAN. That's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. Yeah. It's a little bit on the slow side, I would say, but not much. It's got twin turbo M.2s, 3x4. You know, I mean, 2933 megahertz DDR4. Yeah, you get what you pay for, I would say. You kind of get what you pay for. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, that's going to be the whole thing. You know, if that's not what you're looking for, then, you know, it is what it is. But, like I said, you get what you pay for. I mean, depends on what you want to do, what your heart fills up to, what your pocket's gonna, what people you can afford in your pocket. Excuse me. You know, it's what you think you can afford. You know, me, all I do is I show you guys the prices, and you can decide from there. These are today's prices. These are not yesterday's. These are live today's prices. Right now prices. At 1:16 p.m. on 3/23/2023. These are the today's prices as you see it. And you can pause the video at any time, or you know, you can go back in the replay and play it back at any time and see what's what, you know. There are some things I will not recommend, and there's some things I do recommend. Some people get confused on what to buy. It's not hard to see what you want and just get it over with. And, you know, there's less pain to it. If you've seen videos on what somebody recommended and it looks like a really good deal, then go with it. And you can afford it, go with it. But if you know you can't afford it and you got to find, the next best thing, hell, you're looking around for the next best thing. That's what I'm doing right now. I look around for the next best thing. If there's something that's going to be better than what I have on hand, which is the B450 motherboard from Asus and the Prime B450 motherboard from Asus and the Ryzen 5 5600G. Now, if there's something that I see that's better than what I got now, then that's what I look for and see if there's a lower price, a better deal than what I'm paying for right now on this. So that's exactly what I do when I come down to the bottom barrel of this, is I look for what's the next best thing for what's going to be better for my PC system. So that's exactly what I do. I do this day in and day out. Every day. I'm looking 7 days a week at all the prices, and I'm doing this 365 days a year. I'm making videos on what I see, and I show you all what I see, and you decide if this is good enough for you or if this is bad enough for you. I don't tell you to buy something if I don't think it's good, and if I haven't tested it, I can tell you my opinion on it. But as far as my logical opinion on the item, I can't give you a solid answer unless I test it myself and give you a knowledgeable fact. Not opinion, a fact. So until I test it myself and I have a knowledgeable fact that it's going to be the best thing for you, then I can tell you go that route. I can give you my opinion and tell you my opinion on things and what I feel and what I've seen from, all over YouTube land, what's going on. So I can tell you that much. Okay, I can weigh my opinions of other people's opinions and come up with an opinion myself. But when I get ready to test these things, and if they test out to be just what the way I heard them, then guess what? I'm going to tell you this is the way it is. But for now, I give you my opinion of opinions that are out there. Many opinions. I look at over 50 opinions from 50 different people over many different products per day. So I watch opinions from everybody. I listen to opinions on the videos that, people leave me comments on videos. They let me know what their opinion is, if it's good or bad or whatever the case is. Because they're live testing it and they're telling me, hey, this is good or this is bad or, this is better than this or, they're giving me all this information. And I'm getting all this information, from different people because they're telling me their experience. Hey, it's most appreciated. I want to hear your experience. And if you got an experience about your system on your computer, get right down in the comments and write a comment and put it in there. I'll read the comment. I'll respond to the comment. And I do apologize that since I had my surgery and everything, that I wasn't up to date on the comments. I done updated all the comments and I commented back to all of you just to let you know. So, moving on down the road. Okay, now we're going to go to the 9th page of Amazon. I want to see what all Amazon has to offer. That's the whole reason of doing this, of seeing what Amazon has to offer. Okay, I want to see all the motherboards it has out there that it wants to offer. So hopefully y'all stick around for that because, it's going, I'm showing you what I've got going on. So I'm going through all the motherboards to see if there's anything that's new or exciting or anything else. So, I mean, this one right here, it's a 211-3. That that's only if you're into Xeon processors. That's a twin Xeon processor. Okay, that's the LGA. That's Intel. That's Xeon. That's the Xeon processors. They look like they just rebranded a Xeon processor. I don't think so. I mean, I know y'all ain't into mining, so we're not going to look at a mining motherboard. Motherboard full warranty $700. Well, it better be shit and gold for me to buy it $700. Sorry, I know y'all don't like me using that language in there. I'll try my best not to. I'm an old guy. Give me a break. If you're looking for a dual gaming motherboard, I don't know. I'll tell you what, the LGA 2011 is not my bag. I had one and I have gotten rid of the one. And if y'all don't believe me, I can take and show you. I can show you the box to the 2011-2 if you want me to. That I have a box to the 2011-2. So keep on moving down the road, see if there's anything more. Oh, look at that, a backplate for a B550 Pro A, $499. See, these are the little things that you don't see when you go looking for, you're saying, oh, I don't have the backplate for this motherboard. Then look for the backplate. You mentioned chances is for $5. Get the backplate, that way you'll be happy and you'll be go lucky. I mean, all you can do is look and see what you can find. I mean, this is the H6. This one's the 1155 DDR3 2200 Intel LGA. Nah, that wouldn't work for what I was doing. I'm thinking of my other computer that I have, the one that I've showed you guys before. Let's see, compatible with Dell PowerEdge? No. 1155 DDR3. It's the H61S. And you're thinking to yourself, why are you looking so low? Why are you looking so low on those motherboards? Well, we're looking so low on the motherboards is because we want to see what's going on with the lower ones. Because you never know. You can always build yourself a server out of one of these little lower motherboards. I can say the LGA 1155 is a good motherboard if you want to make like a little server. If you're into that, then that would be the best way to go. If you want to do it on the cheap, that's the best way to do it on the cheap. Just to say, I mean, depends on what you want. I mean, you can get yourself a decent motherboard. If you want to build yourself a server off of the newest and greatest and the next best thing, then you better save up for that. What they say? There's a new processor coming out. I think it's from AMD. I think they got a new processor coming out. It's supposed to have 96 cores and it's supposed to have like 1,300 over 1,300 plus LGA LGA cache, or not LGA, yeah, LGA, or something like that. It's supposed to have some L3 cache. Okay, some L3 cache over 1 gigabyte. So and it's supposed to be a server motherboard for a server motherboard. So if that's the case, I mean, how many people you think that are going to go out there are going to actually look for that processor, look for a motherboard for that just to get 1300 megabytes of L3 cache and to be fully working? That would be interesting too, to see if somebody took that server with that processor, loaded it up with a bunch of RAM, and made it into a gaming computer. That would be like the utmost of the utmost. That would be like having 96 cores working ahead for you just to run off of a game that only is going to use 6. Read my lips of what I just said. A 96 core processor to only be running 6 cores for a game, and the rest of them being parked. That sucks. And the reason why I say it sucks is because when it comes to it all, game manufacturers, or the game creators, should have configured for all that for all those cores, that you can at least use 3/4 or greater amount of cores, but they don't. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So, wow. It is 1:29 p.m. on the dot here at JJ's PC Builds. Just to let you know my time and what time it is right here. 1:29. And we're going through. Y'all said I didn't do enough time on my videos, so right now we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to keep going. I'm just going to take y'all along to look. Y'all are done with that. So let's go ahead and just go back to the beginning. Let's go ahead and go back to eBay. I know y'all like to look at eBay. So, e-waste. Let's go back and look at e-waste. Let's look at motherboards. Alrighty, let's see what we can find on motherboards. We got a 590 triple M.2 slot, 129. Let's see what else. B450 ASRock. You bid on it, you get it for 35, or maybe you'll pay maybe like 200. Just might as well just cough out 200. Just say 200. I mean, they got this one for $79.99. Free returns. It sounds a little bit solid. So just let you know that. That's if you want to do the 1200 series. I know some people want to do the 1700. If you want to do Intel, I'm sure you want to do the 1700. But I'm just giving you the idea of what the 1200 series is looking like. So, it comes along. I tell you all what it's like. I'm not saying I've tested it before, which I have not tested none of those motherboards, but I do look at the specs. I do look at the specs, and I do understand what the specs mean and everything else. And I give you a conclusion and an opinion on the specs. So, and that's basically what I'm doing, giving you my opinion on the specs. And showing you real time what's going on. Why not? Why not? I mean, it all depends on how you want to build your system, okay? You can tell yourself like this. Okay, let's just go to the brass tacks. Okay? Let's just go to the brass tacks and say let's just let's do this. Let's go to graphics cards. Okay, so let's say you don't care what it is and you just take anything you can get at this point. Okay, so you don't care what it is, you'll take anything you can get at this point. Okay, newest GeForce, look at that, almost $1,200. Okay, that's not what you're looking for. Okay, you keep looking and you keep looking until you find something. Okay, you can say you want the 3070. Huh, yeah, you want it at $990. Or if you want the 4080 at $1,192, $1,200. Or you want to do, let's say the 4090. But you can't find one, so you got to go back up and do the 4080. Let's say you got to do the 4080. And you're just like your SOL on this. Okay. So, what are you going to do? I mean, you can't find the 4090, right? So you're stuck doing the 4080. So you tell yourself, okay, self, I got this one right here. So we got 1,193. Let's say 93. Add that. Okay, so now you told yourself you got this number for the graphics card, right? Now, let's say you want a warranty and everything. Well, we go to Amazon. We go and we get a warranty. We go and we look for motherboards. Let's say you want to do AM5. You want to do AMD AM5, and you want the best. Let's see. AM5. This one's got a 5-year warranty on it. Gigabyte 650 AORUS. You get any manufacturer that says you got a 5-year warranty on it. What are you gonna do? Okay. That's 5-year warranty. I mean, it's got PCIe 5.0. Okay, so let's say this is a good one. Okay, bundled. There's your bundle right there. Comes with it's an AM5 motherboard. Yeah. I can see the deal. So now we can add on $708. So now you're up to $1,900. Okay, and you still got to get the RAM. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and hit Amazon again. So we'll do Amazon. And we'll come here and we'll do M.2 drive. And let's say you want to do 1 terabyte M.2. Well, they got this one here. No. Remember, it's PCIe 5.0. But if you don't want to take the 5.0 away from your graphics card, which you know the graphics card is only going to go to 4.0, you can always do an SSD solid state. PCIe 5.0. Let's see what they got. If they got anything. It looks like the PCIe 5.0 ain't out yet. So we know that the 5.0 is on the motherboard. So now let's say you just want to, just go on the cheap with it, right here. So we add $60 to the amount. So you spent $1,900.61 on the estimate. Okay, now let's go to Amazon again. Let's say we go to computer cases. Now we're looking at some cases. Well, that's not too bad. I don't know about airflow, but that's not too bad. Oh, this one might be good. But like I said, you're going to be up on the cheap. Look at this. Oh, it's installed 6 pieces. Oh, wow. Right here. Look at that. Look at that. For 94 bucks. And you can see right there, it's got the open front airflow. It's got 2 fans on the top, 1 fan in the back. And it's got 3 in the front. Open airflow? Oh, hell yeah. Unless that's glass. But it's still got airflow on the sides. I would say this one right here is a good one. If you're doing it on the cheap, you get 6 fans plus a remote. You don't have to tie it into the motherboard. Only thing you tie into the motherboard is the heat sink for the CPU. That's not bad. 94 bucks, it's well worth it. Well, 95 bucks. My bad. Okay, so now we're at 2056. We're not on a bad computer. Now you're looking for a processor heatsink. Okay, let's see what we can find. Oh, they got one here. 20 bucks. Plus they got $9 in shipping. Nah. That's not too bad. 34 bucks, 39.84. They got the Noctua for 109. Let's see what else they got. 69. $11.99. That's an AM4 though. You're looking for something that's in like the 1700 or 1600, somewhere in there. That's the 1200. So let's see now. 26 bucks. This right here, the 1400, might work with it. So this one's not too bad. This one's not too bad at all. So let's say you add on 27 bucks. So you're at $2,083. So far you got a whole CPU. Well, you got a whole computer basically, if you're looking to do the AM5 series. But do understand this. Me, I would not. I'm going to take the minus off the $27 because I think it would be better if you got something like an AIO. If you got like an AIO cooler, I think that would be the best way to go. But with the case, you could do a 240. You could do a 240 rad with that case, so you could probably get away with the 280. Yeah, 240. Probably, well, looking at it, yeah, about a 240. So you can do a right here for $100. You can do this one right here. Should be able to keep up with it for let's say $94. Okay. Then you got what, the 2053. So right there, you're looking at about $2,100. So if you let's say you don't want a terrible keyboard or something like that, but you can get a keyboard and mouse combo for $30 at Walmart. If you don't want something to where it's like RGB lit up or anything, I have one that I got for $60. It came with the headphones and mic, which is this right here. I'll show you all a bigger picture of it. There. See? This is from Walmart. This is 3 years old. 3 years old from Walmart. Came with a red, a green, and a blue keyboard. RGB. And an RGB mouse. Which is RGB mouse. See? So, as you can see, for $60, I got a 3-piece section, keyboard. So, it's not too bad. It's just you want something basic or something like that, go that route. But anyway, just to say, you can go that route. Back to it. So let's say you want to just get something basic. You get it from Walmart. It costs you $65. Just say $65. And that's the whole PC. Not including the monitors. Now, if you were to go to Walmart and you were to go on their site and look at PC monitors, you can see that they don't have bad monitors. They got one here for $79. It's a 1050. They got a 1920 by 1080. That's a 1080, 75 hertz. You got 1080 at 60 megahertz. You got a 1080 at 75 megahertz. You know, if you're looking to do it on the cheap, what I did is I got the class curved, this one right here. They had it on sale. I got it for $100. They had this one on sale. I got it for $100. I don't need anything better than that. You know, even if I'm gaming or whatever the case is, you know, I don't need anything better than a 60 megahertz monitor or a 60 hertz monitor. For the simple fact is this. When you go to add on all that crap, and then you're demanding more crap from your PC, then you're going to demand to do more and more and more. Guess what? You're going to have less and less and less. Is because you got so much demand from your PC demanding your monitor to do so much. Your monitor is going to give you the finger once in a while and say, nope, we can't do this. Nope, we can't do that. Well, that's the reason why I stuck 1080p. Understand that. I stuck 1080p for a reason. Is because I'm not going to go to 1440p and go to 4K and have all that hassle on you don't have enough RAM, you don't have enough, you know, your FPS is running like crap and this and that. I stick at 1080p and my FPS is where it is. And the games I play, my FPS hits max on those games. So I don't need anything more than that. You tell yourself, what games do you actually play continuously? And what kind of FPS do you really need? And what kind of hardware do you really need to hit that FPS? Okay, you tell yourself that. What do you need to hit that FPS? Okay. Most of your games are locked at either 60 FPS, some are locked at 120 FPS, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Like, the game on Steam that I play, Eve, it's locked at 60 FPS. I never fall below 60 FPS. Never. And that's on this Ryzen 5 5600G using integrated graphics. And I've showed you all before on previous videos that I have no graphics card other than the integrated graphics built onto the motherboard with the processor. That's it. Okay. I did that for a reason. To show that you can game. You can game on integrated graphics. Now, there's many people that's made many videos on the Ryzen 5 5600G gaming on, you know, DirectX gaming. So, you know, it depends on what kind of motherboard you have. Again, what kind of RAM you have, hard drive you have, and so on. For the responses, if you want blazing within the microsecond of responses, it's not going to be possible. So you might as well give up the ghost and trying to do that. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just give up the ghost. Don't even try to do that. If you want split second responses, like I'm talking to you right now, split second, actually this goes from OBS to YouTube, and there's a 10-second delay. So when you all are receiving the videos right now on live, there's a 10-second delay between when you see it and I'm posting it. So just to let you know that you're like 10 seconds behind. And don't take that wrong. That's just the way it is with any going from one point to the next. It's just that real. Okay, back to the monitors. Okay, they got that at 13.3 portable for $99. They got a 24 right here, 24 for $97. And believe it or not, ON's not bad neither. ON's not bad. You know, I use both of my monitor. My top monitor is Samsung, and the other one's ON. This one that I have for, I can watch TV on it and use my computer on it. I use it for both. So at 1080p, I'm happy with the way it is. So that's just my opinion. My opinion. Okay? There's many monitors out there. There's, if you want blazing fast monitors, then don't go to Walmart finding a monitor. Go somewhere else. And I'm not sponsoring any. None of these companies are sponsoring me. Okay, for me to promote them. None of them are sponsoring me. So I'm basically just putting the word out there. Simple as that. And if they respect that, then that's fine. If they don't respect that, then that's not fine. One day they'll come up to me and say, hey, thank you for promoting our app or our store or whatever, and they'll let me know. But until then, it is what it is. Okay. So I'm not getting into all the mumbo jumbo. So, boom. There's your price. Here's your price right here. $2,212 to buy a PC. If you want AM5, the minimal is about $2,000. So there it is. Moving it back up down the road. Moving it back up down the road. You wondered? There it is. So, but anyway, I'm going to get out of here. It's been almost 2 hours for me to be doing this, so it might not look at for you guys, but it is for me. It's been almost 2 hours. So, if this is your first time seeing the video, make sure you subscribe. It would help out the channel. Be a subscriber. Become part of the JJ's PC Build family. And make sure you watch the videos. We need 4,000 watch hours just to get up there and get monetized on YouTube. So, if you want to help the channel, please help us get monetized. And then after that, things will go on the up and up, and we can do more things for the channel. And, it helps me pay for the channel. It helps me get stuff like PC parts and stuff like that, because these companies are not supporting or sponsoring my channel, so I got to do what I got to do to be able to put out more content for you all. And in order for me to do that, I have to work on getting monetized, and that's the best I can tell you right now. As soon as I come into a little bit of a cash, then I'll get the parts for this, and I'll show you the project. Here it is. Here's the project. Here is the project PC. Okay. This is the project PC. This is a sleeper build that I'm going to be doing. So if you wonder if I'm going to be doing a build, here it is. Right here. It's a sleeper build. So that's going to be coming as soon as I get the parts for it. And that takes money. So now you've seen it. Now you know I'm not talking out my butt. There it is. So, like I said, if you want to become part of the family, then subscribe. I know some, and I'm not here to disrespect my subscribers, and I'm not here to disrespect viewers, but when you come after me about something that's really crazy and, leave me a comment on that, I'm gonna, defend the channel, and I'm gonna come back with my comments. Okay? Understand that. I will come back with my comments, and I will defend the channel, because I have my subscribers on this channel, and I have respect for them, and I want them to understand that I'm not, just talking out my butt to be here. Okay? They know this. That's why they're subscribed. So if you don't want to subscribe, then don't watch my videos. If you don't want to subscribe. You want to help out the channel, you want to be a part of the channel, you want to be a part of what's going on that's going on with our channel. And I say our, that means me and the subscribers. I say ours. Because you all subscribe to me, and you all are helping out the channel by watching the videos. Simple as that. It's not the matter of money. I didn't ask anybody for money. I'm not that kind of guy that's out there to ask people for money. Okay? I'm just going to tell you that. I'm not greedy like that. There come one day, if y'all want to help out the channel, then I'll throw that out there if I really need to, get something, but that's after I get monetized. I'm going to look at other avenues to be able to bring in income for the channel. That means I'm going to get a little store started as soon as we go monetized, and then the little store will start helping get products for me to showcase here on the channel. So there are things that I got cooking right now. So, like I said, be patient. When we get monetized, things will be changing. So, be patient. It's coming. So, it is what it is. So, but we're going to jump out of here until the next time. And we will see you on the next week live video between 11 and 3, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will see you then. Have a great evening and enjoy.